Tashi Dele, hello. Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing good. And welcome back to the Lojong session. So we start with taking a moment to settle ourselves in the present moment. So do short breathing exercise. Okay, thank you. So then take a moment to refresh our refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So try to establish a steady and as steady as possible of your conviction in the actual existence of the object of refuge, Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha, in absolute present within our mental continuum, inseparable oneness with our Buddha nature. Then it is also pervades in the entire existence. Because of the absolute characteristics of the object of refuge is the enlightened qualities. So therefore, it is omniscient qualities. And due to that reason, then therefore, it is definite that can able to establish absolute present existence on entire existence. Then there, try to perceive, witness the enlightened qualities, such as altruistic activities of the Buddhas, gurus, and understand that that oneself aspire to become just like them by achieving the resultant refuge within ourselves. So in order to do that, then we need to making sure that to be able to purify entirety of the past negative karma and accumulate uninterruptedly, consistently accumulate all the causes, such as the two type of merits of merit of wisdom, to be able to achieve the state of full enlightenment. So in order to do that, then it is important for us to rely on the correct teacher, the absolute perfected liberator, the teacher, the Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. follow the absolute correct teaching or the instruction, the Dharma, then should make sure that we always get reminded, get inspired, get surrounded by virtuous friends, virtuous communities like those of Sanghas. Then that also not only for one's own benefit, but one aspire to achieve state of full enlightenment for the benefit of numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of full enlightenment. So on the basis of refuge, then generate bodhicitta motivation. Sangye chodan soje chonam la janju bado dani jasoje daje jinsoje be sonam je dola benje sangye drupara isho sangye chodan soje chonam la janju bado dani jasoje daje jinsoje be sonam je dola benje sangye drupara isho sangye chodan soje chonam la janju bado dani jasoje daje jinsoje be sonam Dola benje sanje drupara isho semje gange tuze ne zone dawa damje pambeje dambeje ne denje me godam de la chanze lu donye nyeje zondo jube lama zeje zeje ganje dende gu chana be mo denje nyazo la sowa de zonda yue chinye semje damje dewa dan dewe judan dembra juje semje damje dunga dan dunga je judan dawa juje semje damje dunga mebe dewa dan mi dawa juje semje damje nyire chada nye dan dawe tanyola nebra juroji semje damje dewa dan dewe judan dembra juje semje damje dunga je judan dawa juje semje damje dunga mebe dewa dan mi dawa juje semje damje nyire chada nye dan dawe tanyola nebra juroji. Okay, thank you. So we are still not finished yet. The text will shall happen by Dhammarashita. And we are on page 144 if you're using the same volume. And today we will go through verse 72. And we are still very much try to purify the negativities, negative consequences in relation to the most powerful, the meditational deity of the wisdom, the Guru Yamantaka, whose entire Dharmakaya manifestation in the deity is most forceful reliance, who being the absolute wisdom of emptiness, manifests into a deity. In relation to that, then taking Guru Yamantaka as object of our refuge, as object of our reliance, as the object of our as object of our reliance from the four opponent power, because this is very much about purification of negativities. So the most effective tool to use purification is four opponent power. So so within the four opponent power, the first one is power of reliance. So which is usually talks about practice of refuge. So here the practice of refuge is refuge under Guru Yamantaka. Then the second power of regret or power of recognition of false as a false is, understanding through these different verses, illustrate, specific faults, specific karmic consequences, specific negativities, to recognize them as an object to be negated, purified. Then the actual antidote is the absolute the wisdom of Guru Yamantaka, or the the emptiness wisdom is the one that play the direct antidote, to eradicate those negativities. Then the fourth opponent power is power of repentance. When we go through each verses, even during the Dharma discourse, we try to equip all these opponent powers, at least in understanding. Then each time that we complete each verse, in particularly, the last sentence, dance and tremble on the head of the betrayer, false conception, mortally strike at the heart of this butcher and enemy ego, then, have a clear understanding of the false and the consequences of the negativities, and right there, including the root cause, the self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude, that completely purified and will never, even course of one's life, that will never commit such negativities again, in future, like that. And of course, these teachings are meditational guide, so you can, use the text and, day to day, taking different verses as a meditational guide through the application of four opponent power, then bring about the practice of purification. So you can also use like that. The reason why making it so elaborate, so detailed of defining different kind of negativities and its consequences, the samsara, the karma and the samsara, because when we take in account of purification, if we remember those negativities in detail, and if we purify by specifying and through focus, can able to purify more effectively, so therefore this teaching is very beneficial for that, like will of sharp weapon, the sharp weapons of the antidote of the emptiness, applicating to the dedicated and the specific negativities, can bring the most effective purification more than we do purification in general aspect. You see, so there's a great benefit in that. So it says like this: putting aside spiritual development, I pursue the profit of trade. Leaving my teacher's classroom behind, I roam through towns and places, dance and temple on the head of this betrayer, false conception, mortally strike at the heart of this butcher, the enemy ego. Yeah, so this so it's very much talking about utilizing the meaning of precious human rebirth, while the nature of this precious human rebirth, which has the potential, the capability to actualize absolute liberation, including enlightenment. At the same time, it is so fragile. Its nature lies in the impermanent, which is subject to death. This precious life is subject to death, definite death. But then the time of the death is uncertain. At the same time, truly to be free from entirety of cyclic existence, then without the application of dharma, meaning without the purification of negativities and accumulations of the merit of the dharma, no way we can able to be free from this cycle of suffering existence. You see, so therefore, if we don't practice dharma, and if we do anything else other than dharma, it will waste this precious opportunity, this precious human rebirth. And if we want to if we want to liberate ourselves in another time, that another time would be so rare to occur within our existence. That another time, another precious human rebirth, another time to practice Dharma, it can be so rare that it is almost like not possible. It is almost like not possible again. Like what teaches in the Lamrim, like as if like we achieve this precious human rebirth only once. Only this is the only time like that. So therefore, instead of practicing Dharma, you put aside, you put aside practicing Dharma. You put aside, your spiritual development. You see, then you pursue, material gains. Outwardly pursues. Outwardly pursues, or worldly pursues, material pursues. Then this is very much due to ignorant. The self-grasping ignorant is the one that who's making this decision to this precious life. You see, this false conception, false idea. You see, the false conception, a false idea of not understanding the meaning of precious human rebirth, false conception, a false idea, not understanding the certainty of death and uncertainty of time of death, rarity of this precious human rebirth to achieve again, even through the example, even through the causes and conditions to be achieved, So then not only that, not understanding the meaningless, the essenceless of the worldly pursuit, the essenceless, meaningless of the the demand of the eight worldly concern, and not understanding, or due to the ignorant, not understanding the preciousness of the Dharma, preciousness of the spiritual development, you see, preciousness of the liberation, preciousness of the enlightenment, you see, preciousness of the path of altruism, because of not knowing, even but not having conviction in it, due to lacking of merit, and that is due to because of our heart, our intelligence is enveloped by the self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude. Because of that, you see. So then, if we, you see, so therefore, we, in order to utilize the meaning of precious human rebirth, we have to purify the root cause in self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude, or the delusions. You see. So this is what it means. Putting aside spiritual development and pursue the profit of trade. He's talking about business. So the trade here can be understood any businesses to do with the outwardly pursuit, outwardly concern. You see, instead of investing our body, speech, and mind accumulations of virtuous dharma, like such as there are so many virtuous dharma that we can invest through our physical body, such as doing prostrations, such as doing mandala offerings, such as physically, being in the service of preservation of dharma, being in the service of Guru's deeds, Bodhisattva's deeds, Buddha's deeds, etc. Instead of that, then our body invests, our physical energy invests in trades, worldly pursuits, worldly pursuits, just simply completely being so busy until that you don't have even a moment to utilize your physical existence for the Dharma practices, because there are so many Dharma practices that our physical body can be engaged and purified, specifically those negativities we accumulated in relation to our physical body. Then through our speech, we have opportunity, of so many virtuous Dharma practice, like occupying our speech with uh, recitations of the powerful sutras, powerful mantras, recitations, Dharma discourses, virtuous Dharma readings, Dharma conversations, mm, um, etc. Like kind of like getting into retreat, etc. Like that. But instead of that, then we just get so busy of our speech with idle gossips, senseless speech. uh, you know, uh, then worse than that, we waste our speech with screaming, scolding other people, criticizing other people, complaining about everything. You see, so and if we are not careful, we do waste our potential of this body, speech, and mind like that. Then, especially the heart, we have so much opportunity to benefit ourselves and to benefit all other rest of the sentient beings, like such as completely filled with the cultivation of great love, great compassion, altruism, wisdom of selfless, wisdom of emptiness. You see, uh, that which will give that which will fruition to even to become omniscient Buddha. But instead of doing that, then our heart completely filled with conceit, filled with depression, filled with fear, filled with confusion, filled with jealousy, ego, abuse, or attachment, aversion, ignorant. See, completely filled with that, then completely wasted, our precious body, speech, and mind in this way. So, as long as we follow the guidance of self-grasping, the false conception and self-cherishing, false conception, then we will waste our body, speech, and mind. We will waste completely the precious human rebirth and the basis of the precious human rebirth. You see, and we will only commit negativities, through our body, speech, and mind by following the, eight worldly concerns, by following the negative emotions, like that. You see, so this is what it means. Leaving my teacher's classroom behind, I roamed through town and places. So this, in general understanding, is very much talking about, instead of just stay close to your guru, in all aspect, your body, speech, and mind, under the tutorship, under the guidance of your guru, your spiritual guru. Rather, you just get distracted in the mess of colors, in a mess of things like shopping malls and towns, or just go away to holiday, for sensual leisure, just for leisure. There's not much to do with Dharma practice, but just for leisure, like climbing high mountains, diving into deep sea, and spending a lot of money just to make one whole round of the entire world, etc., etc. So this is very much talking about that. In another way, is very much talking about doing such is, if not for the spiritual development purpose, then it's meaningless, in particularly meaningless in comparing to, if you are having the opportunity to stay foot, maybe in the cave, stay foot, maybe in the Lama's room, maybe stay foot within the monastery or within the center or within the whatever, like 24 hours to do with following the deeds of the guru, like one of the most clear example, like Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, if you be close to him, and most of us know, whenever we attend Rinpoche's retreat, very much 24 hours, our body, speech, and mind completely occupied with the Dharma activities. 24 hours. There's no room for us to get out from being harmonized of our body, speech, and mind with the Dharma. You see. So this is what it means. So usually when you are with the gurus, and you are completely in the guru's control, or in the guru, so not to misunderstand about this control, especially in the West, they control, I mean, no one would like it, not only in the West, anywhere else, under guru's control means under guru's care, under guru's, absolute care. So then, you see, completely submit yourself under the care of the guru, so this is what I mean, under the control of the guru. So this way, no way that you have space to do wrong thing, to do negativities, you see. I remember that when long time ago, when I was attendant to Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, so one of our trip was to Singapore. So then there's one road called Orchard Road, very colorful lights, and also on the roadside there's so many people, so many beautiful things, like every aspect is like, the street is so beautiful like that. And Rinpoche was sitting in the front seat, then myself and I don't know, Venerable Roger, whoever it may be, I think must be Venerable Roger, or maybe just Rinpoche and me, I don't know. So anyway, I was sitting behind, and initially, of course, that Rinpoche is in front, and you regard, you totally regard that he's omniscient. He's omniscient. So omniscient means knowing everything. You see. So even he don't look at his eye towards you. You have this belief that he sees what you are thinking, what you are doing. So then just for, I mean, initially discipline, and just try to occupy your speech with reciting mantra in the hand, holding mala, and your heart completely kind of try to be pure, try to think only maybe Dharma or Guru or Buddha or whatever. But then when this beautiful street come about, there's so many beautiful things, you see. So you get distracted, and you start to look out from the window, and there are moments that your mind go away from even your guru is present right in front of you. You're completely engrossed into the beauty, the beautiful things, you see. Completely like kind of the car is taking you on the road, but your mind is like totally out there on the street. Then suddenly realize, oh no, oh no, oh Rinpoche will know, Rinpoche will know what you are thinking, what you're thinking, and then you discipline, like that. So quickly bring back your distracted mind back to control, you see. So like that. So this is just a giving example how powerful being under the control of the guru, being under the care of the guru. You see. But of course, you need to have a full conviction that your guru is Buddha. But if you think your guru also ordinary person, then you may do wrong thing behind his direct seeing you, isn't it? So it's also depend on not just being under the control of guru, but you also need to have the the interdependent condition that you regard that guru as a Buddha. Then there's no room for you to do wrong thing or think wrong thing, you see, like that. Sometimes even confused with fear and protection, as a young boy. Since later I was with my late guru, Geshe Lama Konchok. So just no doubt that you have it's no doubt that you think that he is enlightened person. He knows everything. Even at the very little, you may not know the term enlightenment, but you just have this belief that he knows everything, what you do, what you think. Somehow that you gain that conviction. You see. So sometimes I used to feel fear. I used to feel fear. Let's say while doing prayer, then sometimes feel lazy. Sometimes feel lazy, and you start to get upset. Why you make me read sutra so late. So sometimes you feel upset, but then instantly, oh no. I think he must be doing this for me. And whatever I think this negatively, I think he will know. So therefore, he said, no, I purify. He says, so no. This is not me. This is not me thinking like that. It's just my distraction, like kind of console yourself and to prove yourself. But your guru physically is not with you. He's in another room. There's a big wall in between, and my door is closed. But then you console yourself. No. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it that I'm scolding my guru because I don't want to recite the sutra anymore. It's too late. I want to sleep. But then they quickly, purify that wrong thinking and try to, reconstruct the understanding. Say, oh, that he's letting me do this for my own benefit. So I appreciate. Then you start to express a sense of even deeper kind of respect. Deeper kind of reliance to your guru. You see. And then the happiness, the protection that you receive after that is unbelievable blissful. Unbelievable comfort. You see. Yeah. So you see. So you will come to a point that doesn't matter. When we talk about just leaving my teacher's classroom behind here. Not leaving teacher's classroom behind, or not leaving the sight of the guru behind, or living completely under the control or under the care of guru, is nothing to do with the physical form. Physically at the very beginning, yes, it is helpful, but eventually we need to develop until that. As long as you have guru, as long as you regard someone as your guru, that's it. Whether that guru in the living form or not, whether that guru is within your house or not, within the country or not, or living person or not, the regard of the omniscient, that is the ultimate guru, the Dharmakaya, the omniscient of the guru, is the ultimate guru. You see, the enlightenment of the guru, enlightenment of that guru, to whom you regard as guru, is the ultimate guru. You see, and that is omniscient. Pervades in every single doing of yours. So as long as you carry that, then it's like the full protection, absolute protection. You see, uh, mm, um, so that's the way that how Guru will protect us from committing any negative doings. It will not allow you to think negatively, say negatively, or do negatively. You see, if in case with carelessness or distraction happen to do, you will not delay too long to purify them. You see, so this is how the Guru protects us. This is something like that. So anyway, so roaming through town and places, yes, conventionally we're talking about what I've said before, going for holidays and just hanging around in the town, etc. But the ultimate meaning is, staying under the influence of worldly concerns, or staying under the influence of delusions, like attachment, desire, like that. So if our heart is away from altruism, the bodhicitta and emptiness mind, then we are very much distracted, and our thoughts are very much wandering in the town of samsara, in the places of the contaminated existence, in the towns of the delusions, colorful towns of the delusions, and visit colorful places of, you see, where you can commit, different type of negative karma, that which is fruitful cause for our future sufferings, like that. So this is the ultimate. This is the absolute meaning. So all this due to self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude. So therefore, then we need to apply the antidote of emptiness, dance and temple on the head of the betrayer, false conception, ignorant and self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude, mortally strike at the heart of the disbutcher enemy ego, once for all, purify them. Verse 73, forsaking my own livelihood, I rob others of their resources. Is squandering my own inherited wealth. I plunder from others, dance and temple on the head of this betrayer. False conception, mortal strike at the heart of the butcher, the enemy ego. So this one, so basically, talking about even as ethical people, who are capable to own their own livelihood. So instead of doing job, then you rather sit out there and, beg and rob, in particularly here talking about, robbery, others' resources. It could be from all sorts of reasons, all sorts of ways, Yeah. So which is is negative. You see, taking others' thing is, in particular, taking others' things with negative intention, like abuse or robbery, then it's a heavy karma. Heavy karma that consequences will bring immense of poverty in material comforts in future lifetimes. You see, even in this life, like that. So therefore, you see, So this is not only in the ordinary, even like sanghas, lamas, or different organizations, charitable organizations, whatever, or even in the workplace, whatever it may be. If you are not legitimate, karmically legitimate, to have things for yourself, then you simply take them and use them is a heavy karma. So even in the Dharma, so even in Dharma world, like those things that offer to the Buddhas, simply ordinary people cannot simply consume it without proper understanding the way how to utilize them. Like even the offerings, we have to consume what you have offered to the Buddha as a blessing, as a blessing, as like a chalk, as a blessing, as a healing, as a nectar. We cannot, we offer to Buddha, then we cannot consume uh, as if that I'm the owner of that offering, as if I'm the one who offered this offering. Now, since Buddha won't eat it, now I should eat it. Not that way. Once you offer to Buddha, we have to go beyond the defining of the material object. It becomes nectar. So whatever you offer to Buddha, whatever you offer on the altar, all become nectar. So you need to have the view of nectar. Not, let's say, if you offer an apple on the altar as offering, to the merit field, to the Buddhas, we cannot regard it's a material apple. We have to regard that as a nectar. That what Buddha consumed, the nectar. You see, the immortal nectar. So then, of course, the physical apple, Buddha won't eat and finish it, isn't it? If you keep there a long time, it will get rotten, you see. So we still need to have the essence. The nectar is Buddha already enjoyed, Buddha already taken it, and as a blessing, then Buddha, So the whatever there, the remain is the essence. Remain is the blessing that Buddha, who is absolute in compassion, who is there to heal us. So giving as a healing medicine, healing nectar, as in the form of blessing to us. Then for that understanding, then you eat the apple. You enjoy the apple as a blessing. Not like it's a material, just take from the altar. Anyway, puja is done. Now I take down the offering and I just eat it. Not like that. This can create a karma. You see, in fact, if we regard like a material thing, then the absolute the purpose of offering is not fulfilled. You see. Is the absolute purpose of offering is not fulfilled, or you are unable to actualize the full benefit of the offering. If you just offer abundance of fruit, that's it. Even entire universe filled with the apple and offer to Buddha regarding as a material gift is nothing. You see, it's still limitation there. But if even you offer one small apple, but you regard them as an immortal nectar, the blissful nectar, then that nectar is unexhaustible, infinite. You see, the most perfected offering. You see, so like that. Then in particularly, if we are not careful, especially when we do like massive stock offerings in the public, then as organizer or the monastery, then in the name of that you want to eat a lot of chalk. You want to have an abundance of bags of chalk. And then in the name of offering chalk to Guru Buddha, you bring so much chalk, but then your idea is not about the Guru Buddha. Your idea is very much about, at the end of the day, I know, just waiting to eagerly to finish the puja as fast as possible, so that you can have a huge amount of chalk that you can bring home and eat. So this also can be very tricky. So this is how we used to. I mean, like person like me, when we are little, we used to think like that. There are certain puja called kamso. It's a lenso kamso, but don't know exactly what's the meaning of that. But kamso is like dry. Lenso means like wet. So kamso means like there's no tea in the puja, nothing to eat in the puja, nothing to drink in the puja, only chant. So we feel kamso, not interested, nothing to eat. Lenso, abundance of tea, abundance of food to eat, abundance of chalk. So you go for puja is really targeted for the chalk, and the tea and the offerings. You see, so yeah. So since young, if you are not educate, how to think properly, you go to attend the puja, you go to accumulate abundance of negativities, instead of, even though it's innocent, but not knowing is ignorant, and that itself is karma. You see, that itself, create a karma. So therefore, yeah. Then you see, sometimes even we offer beautiful things on the altar, like so many different kind of objects, and sometimes we offer as a material thing based on what you like. Yes, it is something that you should offer what you like the most to the Buddha, but in the understanding of the immortal bliss, the great the bliss in the wisdom. You see, not kind of because you like to see nice, because I like that. That's why you want to have that as the offering. But it's more about material wealth, material thing that you can have in your house, so that you can feel your richness in your house. You see, but in the name of Buddha, in the name of offering to Buddha. So again, there's not absolute pure there. You see, so whatever you offer from the heart, meaning you offer understand wholeheartedly and beyond understanding of beyond accepting just simply as a material object, but rather like wish-fulfilling jewel or immortal nectar, the blissful offering that what Buddha consumed, you offer that. Like that. Then there's also danger that you see, so sometime you just, how to say, the outside ordinary world, the jobs are very hard, very difficult, but then you get a very easy kind of job, like in the monasteries or centers or temples, and without how to say, without understanding correctly the differentiation between the, how to say, that your legitimate earning and what is the resources of the Dharma, then you take that is similar, like forsaking my own livelihood and rob others of their resources. The others can be Buddha, others can be the temple, like that, including in the family, in the ordinary world. While you have the capability to work and earn, but then just be lazy and you just consume your parents, their their life earning, etc. All this they have to be careful because karma is so subtle, especially when we learn about the detail of the karma. Then there are so many things that we have to be mindful. Otherwise, unknowingly, we create abundance of negativities. So like that. Then, squandering my own inherited wealth, I plunder from others. You be stingy of your own wealth and the wealth of your karmic affinited the family who you are responsible, but then you're being stingy about that, and you plunder about others' wealth, others' resources, you consume, you create negative karma. So whatever it is, all these are due to ignorant, due to ignorant, self-grasping and self-cherishing attitude, and all the delusions because of that. Therefore, should be purified. Dance and temple on the head of this betrayer, false conception, mortal strike at the heart of this butcher enemy, ego. Then verse 74, alas, or Emma, though my endurance for meditation is poor, I have sharp clairvoyance. Though I have not even reached the edge of the path, my legs are needlessly fast. Dance and temple on the head of this betrayer, false conception, mortal strike at the heart of this butcher enemy, ego. So alas, or in Tibetan text called Emma, is more like surprise, expression, or shocking expression, or surprising expression, amazed expression. So what this line saying? Though my endurance for meditation is poor, I sharp clairvoyance. So this can be understand. Someone never done, proper contemplative or concentration and meditation, and claim to have a clairvoyance, which is false proclaim. Without the concentration and meditation, one will not achieve clairvoyance. You see, the clairvoyance are the result of pure ethic, a result of, in particularly, direct result of concentration, training in the concentration. The more you train in concentration, like shamatha, then your mind become clearer and clearer, and that will develop into clairvoyance. So someone, it could be yourself, it could be someone others that never practice and say I have clairvoyance. So these are could be this. The reason to claim that could be due to ignorance, due to it has to be due to delusions. Could be wrong intention. So basically, it's kind of a warning. So in another word, in another understanding, that this line should be understood that if someone really wish to achieve clairvoyance, then they put effort in meditation, put effort in concentrational meditation, like shamatha meditation. If you really admire, if you really wish that you have a capability to read others' mind, read the mental dispositions of others, then have the clairvoyance of understanding of the Tara karma of your own past, present, and future, others' past, present, and future, which could be very beneficial to bring benefit to others and yourself. Then not just say I want clairvoyance, but rather you should engage in accumulating its causes, which is to train in concentration and meditation, train in shamatha. So this is talking about that. So though I have not even reached the edge of the path, my legs are needlessly fast. So this one is very much talking about in our spiritual practice, that without proper foundations of our spiritual practice, then we are jumping queue, or we are too ambitious. We kind of do what do you call the more secret practices, more advanced practices, and that can get to false, and that can go wrong. This is talking about that. Like someone that who don't have a foundational, correct understanding of three principal aspects of the path, then already say, I want Tantra. I want to practice Tantra. I want to practice Deity Yoga. I want to, because Deity Yoga is exciting. Deity Yoga, Tantra is exotic. So I like exotic. I like Tantra. I like this using channels and chakras and nerves and drops and etc. Father, mother, energy, etc. But without having even proper no realization, but not even having proper understanding what exactly renunciation is, what exactly the bodhicitta is, what exactly the emptiness is. So without having these three basic, then want to practice Tantra, then can get into huge mistakes, huge wrong. So it's kind of warning. Those who really want to pursue the spiritual path, then guiding us to progress very steadily. First you build the foundation, like such as the proper refuge, then basic precepts like such as observation of 10 virtues, observations of like 5 precepts, observations of the like a basic like 5 lay vows. Then if you are good in that, then let's say if you want to become a monk or nun, then go for it. But not even having proper refuge and not even able to practice basic 5 lay vow, how are you going to practice monastic vow? So if you are jumping queue like that, then you will have a hard time. Then you will say, oh, monk's life, nun's life is difficult, inconvenient, and they will have a lot of complaint, a lot of excuses. Then at the end of the day, you may even give up the rope, So this is talking about that. You see. So now the like from the yanas, without having very stable foundations of the Paramitayana, the teaching from the Paramitayana, very, very well understanding of true truth, Four Noble Truths, and how the 12 ling of the silent existing works, those definite understanding of the karma, how karma works, how silent existing works. Then yes, then the proper renunciation, towards entirety of samsara, then proper generation of love and compassion, and even though not realized bodhicitta yet, but at least like 100%, conviction and 100% determination to develop bodhicitta, even though you may not realize emptiness directly, but you understand exactly what emptiness is. You understand exactly what means lack of inherent existence. You understand exactly what it means selflessness. You understand exactly everything is merely labeled by mind, and everything arises from interdependent cause and condition. You see. So on the basis of proper understanding of these 3 principal aspects of the path, then can think about receiving initiation. Then learn about. Then even when you receive initiation, not directly going to the high school tantric initiation, because that is even further more advanced. Yeah, you see. So at least receive the yoga tantra or kriya tantra, those jenang. Then you practice the basic commitment practices. like such as Buddhist vows. So like any initiation you receive, you will have Buddhist vows, you see, but not any initiation that you have a tantric vows, you see. So when you start to practice the common, the yoga and the Kriya tantric, action and Kriya tantric deities, Jenang practices, then you will train in practices of the, aspirational Bodhisattva's precepts, engaging Bodhisattva's precepts. So when you are well developed in that, and when you know that, okay, now I can be committed to the cultivation of the Bodhisattva precepts, then that will serve as a basis to actualize the tantric vows. So without the Bodhisattva vow, no tantric vows, you see. So directly you go to High Sukhi Tantra, you receive the tantric commitments, like 5 Dhyani Buddha's commitments, and you will be freaked out, without having the basis of the Bodhisattva precepts, Maybe some people don't even freak out because you don't understand at all. You don't know at all what those precepts are, So it's like numb, like, yeah, okay, initiation. I received this initiation, I received that initiation, say blah, 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 I attended it 1.5 hours, done, finished, I have High Sukhi Tantra initiation. You may know the deity, what deity you receive, but then when you discuss about the commitment, then you say, no, what is that? What's that? You see. So you see, so you may not even know at all, you see, and that's even worse. So this is what I'm talking about, you see. Not even reach the edge of the path, but my legs are needlessly fast. That can lead to a very serious consequences, you see. There's so many falls, so many disasters that pop up once a while around the world in relation to Tantra, in relation to Guru, in relation to Buddhism, or in relation to monk, in relation to nun, in relation to practitioners, lay practitioners, all are because of no foundation. There's no gradual development. It's like jump queue. That's why you fall from the edge. That individual not even reached the edge of the path, but then you've been rushing, without, blindly rushing out. Then you fall from the cliff. You see, all this problem comes because of you fall from the cliff. You see, so this is a very, very, very important teaching. Very, very important teaching. You see, whether you want to practice Dharma or not is your choice. Whatever practice you want to practice is your choice, but you just don't want to get into trouble. We cannot afford to get into trouble. And we cannot get interrupted by any obstacles on the path, because life is so precious, as we discussed before, and time is so little. And in particularly, today's time, the pandemic time, life becomes so fragile. Even for one moment, we cannot miss out practicing correctly and steadily, because life is so fragile, you see. So we cannot afford, you see. Then you may say, okay, since life is so fragile, since so impermanent, therefore I'm grabbing the last one and the biggest one, so that would be very much, yes, understand, but that is not a skillful way. It's like without building proper foundation and a wall and a pillar, and you're already putting a very concrete, very, very heavy roof, sure going to collapse, isn't it? And not only collapse, that you're going to stay in that house, you will be smashed into death. You see, yes, understand your urgency, but your urgency has to make sense. So the real urgency, if you really have the urgency, then quickly, put full effort to first develop the foundation, then develop, one after another gradually. You see, then whatever the next practice comes, it becomes solid. You see, so this is what it's saying. Every one of us, even like myself, and everyone have to be extremely, extremely careful. And especially this teaching has to be introduced to the newcomers. You must know this, you see. Otherwise, all the very fluffy, how to say, very, very sweet words, okay, powerful, wow, 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 then it's like without knowing how to swim, you just throw your whole body inside the ocean, surely going to have a trouble, isn't it? Mhm. 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 When we talk about the benefit of the Dharma, like an example, benefit of the Tantra is unbelievable. Yes, and all those benefits are definitely, it is true. Yeah. But it become, from the practice side, all these benefits are true from the practice side. But whether that benefit is going to be true to individual practitioner or not is depend on individuals. Like as I mentioned before, vows, taking vows, you see. When I'm a novice, of course, my higher vow was a preordination, then the novice vow. You see, without able to practice purely the preordination vow, no way I can able to practice, novice. Without perfectly practicing the novice vow, no way I can able to bring benefit or able to practice from practice the fully ordination vows. So if I want the fully ordination vows, I need to have a confidence, not because of the vow is very high. The benefit of the vow is like infinite out there, as I mentioned before. Yes, all those benefits are true, but the consequences from the transgression is worse than not having it. The transgression to do with any vow, tantric vow, monastic vow, Buddhist vow, refuge vow, any precept. Even in our ordinary worldly world, the commitment, husband and wife commitment to your friends, anything, when you transgress, when you lose the commitment, when you transgress of the commitment, the consequence, the negativities is worse than not having it at all. You see, but if you're able to practice correctly and purely, of course, the benefit is unimmeasurable. That's understandable. You see, like that. You see. So sometimes we kind of like, I want this, I want that, because of like competition. There's no one to compete out there. It's about the capability, and it's truly able to benefit your spiritual growth. You see, so like that. So anyway, yeah. Okay, so now from here, for few verses, is talking about pointing out all the false character of we as a human being, then we as a practitioner, and try to recognize them. And if you have those bad characters, and should purify them. If you don't have, then guard ourselves not to encounter those characters. And of course, those characters are very much, expressions of self-grasping, self-cherishing attitudes. So verse 75, it says, when someone gives useful advice, I view them as a hostile foe. When someone fools me with the treachery, I repay the heartless one with kindness. Dance and temple on the head of this betrayer, false conception, mortally strike at the heart of this butcher, and enemy ego. So generally, we can understand when we relate to our spiritual practice, then someone give us useful advice, like the advice of which is Buddha's teaching. What Buddha taught, Buddha's teachings are the advice. What Guru teach us, Guru advice are the advice. Uh, instead of taking them account or practice and taking them as useful for your goodness, they view them as a hostile foe. People do that. You see, people who don't really understand how Dharma works, how especially to people who don't believe in rebirths, who don't believe in liberations from cyclic existence, then you have a wrong view about even Buddha. You have a wrong view of what Buddha teach. You see, when we relate to Buddha's teaching, it's always talking about we have to think for the benefit beyond this lifetime, and maybe you may understand the Dharma, maybe your loved one or someone thinks that you are fooled by this, religious teaching. You are kind of renouncing this very life's comfort and pursuing something that which may not even be there, and they against you, they have a wrong view about what you do and the teaching that you practice. Even in our monastic in a Buddhist circle, monastic sanghas, some people have a very negative view from their family members. Not you may not have that much such cases in Himalayas and in Tibet, because culturally they feel privileged if someone dedicate their life practicing Dharma. But then in certain countries where there's not a great influence of Buddhist culture, and someone who met Dharma, or someone that have interest because of their past life imprint, interest in the Dharma, then some or maybe or all family member, they're literally against. They think that you are conned by Buddhists or Buddhist masters. You are like even like you follow the cult, etc. There are such kind of struggles some individual face, you see. So this is in general. So most importantly, we have to take into our own practical guideline. So you see, we if our gurus of a teaching, like let's say adverses of thought transformation, when we read, when we learn, when we try to apply, our usual habitual mind may against that, disagree with that, and we may regard that maybe the teaching is false. We may regard that someone like our guru who advise us, when someone accuse you, when someone false accuse you, and if you consult with your guru says you refer the guideline according with adverses of the transformation, then you may think that this is a absolute wrong advice. We may encounter that kind of situation, you see, and that is because of ignorance, you see. If you go to your spiritual guru, qualified spiritual guru, let's say someone beating you up, someone accuse you, say false accuse, and you go and ask help from your guru, say, oh, someone beat me up, or someone false accuse me, can you help me? Can you help me to fight that person? And the guru say, no. That harm giver is your object of compassion. It's okay. Let him have the victory. You just take the loss, and rather you, instead of retaliation, you generate compassion. Guru will, the Mayanic guru will give this advice to anyone comes with this kind of this kind of help. The guru will not go out there holding a knife and holding a stick, go and fight, retaliate. Guru won't do that. So if you don't have a clear mind, then you may think that this guru is like kind of supporting someone who harmed me instead of helping me to fight back, isn't it? Then you may view them as a hostile foe, even to your guru like that. So you see, so if we are not careful, sometimes can go wrong like this. So when someone fools me with the tragedy, I repay the heartless one with the kindness. So this is also very common, lure us with a very sweet talk, and we regard them as such a kind person, as a helpful person, you see, and we tend to stay close to them. We regard them as your good friends, and you become like them, like that, you see. So in other words, this two line is talking about Dharma and non-Dharma. Dharma friend and non-Dharma friend. Here non-Dharma friend is meaning someone who against your spiritual practice, your Buddhist spiritual practice. It's not talking about friend that who is not practicing Buddhism, not talking about that. Someone who totally against your faith, your practice. So in particularly here, the teaching is practice of altruism, Mayanic Dharma. Someone who hates Mayanic Dharma, someone who disagree with Mayanic principle. You see, Then the other one is someone that who encourage you, teach you to cultivate the Mayanic Dharma, cultivate altruism. The essence of Mayanic Dharma is you let go of self-concern and cherish the rest of the numberless sentient beings more than yourself. So someone who teach you that, someone who advise that, you think they are for it. But someone said, no, you should think about yourself first. You cherish yourself first. The rest, nothing to do with you. The rest of the people, rest of the sentient beings, not related to you. They are nobody to you. Why you think about them? Why you do charity? Why you help? Why you pray for them? You say, you're stupid. You should pray for yourself. You should think for yourself. You should cherish for your own welfare, not nobody else. I'm saying this because I love you. Some people may say that. Then you say, wow, this is my best friend. Who understand me, who love me, who only think about my benefit. But the guru, Mayanic guru, no. He say, ask me to forget about myself. Ask me to be myself, the last one. Ask me to think everyone as first, especially those who harm me, the number one first. Isn't it? So Mayanic Dharma, when you learn that, you learn like that, isn't it? You see, it's always talking about the faults of self-cherishing, always talking about the faults of self-grasping, and always ask us to cultivate the cherishing of the rest of the numberless sentient beings' well-being. This is the Lojong. This is the Mayanic Dharma. This is the essence practice. You see, and as if sounds like asking us never to care about ourselves, only care about others. You see, so if we are not careful, we may think, oh, it's a wrong teaching. You see. So, but who will misunderstand this? Someone who still follow our old habit, the self-cherishing attitude, self-grasping, ignorance. If we follow that old habit, then we will misunderstand that. But if we open our heart and utilize our full potential, the wisdom, then we say, oh no, yes. No, all the happiness comes from cherishing others' well-being. All the suffering, in fact, comes from cherishing my only own well-beings. You see, all the Buddhas of the past, why they are so perfected in happiness and virtue, because of they are wise enough to cherish only for the well-being of rest of the others, and totally eliminate the self-cherishing and self-grasping attitude because of that. Then all the childish one, like myself, even today, so suffering, so suffocated in samsara, with full of suffering, because of I only cherish for my own well-being. I totally forget about the well-being of the rest of the numberless sentient beings. You see, so that is the fact. You see, but we have to use wisdom to. We need also a lot of merit to accept that and understand this. You see. So basically, this verse is teaching us to have the wisdom of discriminating awareness. What is knowing exactly what to be adopted and what to be abandoned. Knowing what to accept, what not to accept. Knowing exactly what are the virtue, what are the altruistic virtue, and what are not. You see, what are the delusional thing, what are the virtuous thing. What are the dharma, what are the worldly. So is teaching us to have a clear mind about that. But if in case we have such a false thinking, then this is due to self-grasping, self-cherishing attitude. So therefore should purify, dance and temple on the head of this betrayer, false conception, mortally strike at the heart of this butcher, the enemy ego. Okay, so maybe I will stop here. So we will do short dedication. Yeah, so whatever merit, virtues we accumulate individually and in particularly during this very session collectively, and also all the merits and virtues accumulated by past, present, future Buddhas, gurus, bodhisattvas, good people, be the complete cause for numberless sentient beings to purify entirety of samsara, its causes, and actualize from temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause for all the people that who have requested prayers from me and prayers from our gurus. Like such as Peggy Bash, Bird Bash, Meta Atamkor, Rokini Tep Kula Radnam, Jel Molohan, Madam Tan Hock Ho, Chua Ting Hua, Lim Chin Ye, Irene Singh, Chong Lai Peng, Mr. Chi Lam Kon, Carolyn, Dr. Lee, Julie Kwan, Wen Chunru, Chris Price, David, and rest of the others that who anyone has health issues, financial issues, relationship issues, and in particularly, and also Geshe Tupten Sherab, Geshe Jimba, Tenzin Palmo, Siring Tashi, Tupten Langsam, and all the rest of the Kopan monks and nuns who are contracted with COVID, and anyone, any sanghas around the world, anybody around the world that who are suffering, under COVID, and rest of the suffering sentient beings, to be instantly free from the sufferings and actualize perfect health, long life, meaningful, cultivate only virtues, and actualize enlightenment accordingly. Then anyone that who pass away, anyone who pass away, in particularly who pass away in last 49 days, and those of who pass away and requested prayers, those whose names are mentioned and not mentioned, like such as Olivia, Shen Shu Sing, Kenneth, Anna Jalot, Thomas Chong Sam Chong, Thomas Chom Seng Chong, and the rest of the anyone that will pass away, and in particularly those who pass away due to COVID, and those who pass away due to natural disasters like those animals and bacteria, purify all the hallucinational sufferings of death, intermediate state, rebirth, actualize higher rebirth, where they meet perfect, precious mind and guru, and their actualized state of full enlightenment within that very lifetime. May this collective merit be a complete cause for all the world leaders, the leaders of organizations, leaders of the family, lead yourself who lead your life, be free from all the negative emotions, and any form of negativities, and filled with heart of loving kindness, compassion, and selfless wisdom, and all the conducive conditions to fulfill the leadership, to lead the others in most peaceful and virtuous, in particularly altruistic virtuous way, so that anyone under their leadership can able to enjoy only peace, happiness, and altruistic virtue that will cause full enlightenment. May this collective merit be complete cause for all the good people, such as Geshe Lama, Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, all your spiritual gurus, and all the other peacemakers, and yourself and your family members. Always enjoy perfect health, long life, and fulfill all your aspirations accordingly. May this collective merit be a complete cause for all the virtuous institutions like great monasteries, nunneries, all the PMD centers, and all the other Dhamma institutions, and centers, study groups, projects, free from all the inner outer spiritual obstacles, and actualize all the conducive conditions to preserve the virtues perfectly, both in learning and realization on the stages of the path. Accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause for each and every one of us. May entire our existence to be most beneficial for the happiness and enlightenment of numberless sentient beings. May we have the courage, consistency, mindfulness, wisdom to dedicate our life like Shantideva would dedicate. As long as sentient beings remain, may I too remain to dispel their suffering. May I be cause, like a wish-fulfilling jewel for the cause of the numberless sentient beings, happiness, and all the way up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. Then they dedicate ourselves, the merit and the purpose we dedicate all lies in the nature of lack of inherent existence. All exists interdependent existence. So therefore, whatever we prayed, we dedicate, definitely will bring impact. Jawadi nyudo dalama sanje tu jone duwa je jama le bande sala go bara jo janjo simjo re boje ma je banam je ju je wa nyamba me ba yang ko ne ko do pe wa jo tonyi ta wa re boje ma je banam je ju je wa nyamba me ba yang ko ne ko do pe wa rinye ta wa re boje ma je banam je ju je wa nyamba me ba yang ko ne ko do pe wa jo ba ma simje dam je den da den ju jing ro dam je ta do wa da jo jo sama kana su jo ba te da ko ni mo lam do jo ro je simje ne ba ji ni ba ju do ne le ta ju do be ne ma le Dado Joa Mebara Jo Gare Ravi Govechin and Pena de Wamale Ju and Jerez Matenja Shabi City Bado Dangerous, Tozo Shaji Jamaja, the Jobe, Kozo Dobosh, Chosongo Elemento Batazo de Jogondo Shabde Show, Jawagondo Yandalama, the Tamichi, Palamoji, Sadalam Yudenams. The Jajanya Gomba, New Dojo Major Jalam, the Dendeloame, Dajal Hazan the Venom. Namda Mebene, Dojo Petazo, Migration, Obazam Jessimjera, Samba Chichen, Tashi, Mondele, Sendel, Nimengo and Delis. Ninzeta do Dele, Kunjo, some Jeta, Show. Thank you very much. Take care. Take good care of each other. Take care. Bye-bye.